range. Range is super important, and range will help you to understand whether your trade is rational at all, meaning that if you can actually expect to squeeze in your 1-to-3 ratio into a current expected range of the market move. Now, this is very simple to use, yet it is extremely important that a lot of traders do not do. As I've said before, a lot of traders do not have a correct expectation, and a correct expectation is mostly the range. So if you see that a channel is, let's say, 30 points, and your stop for any kind of signal is, for example, 20 points, and the range is 30. That means that you cannot take this signal simply because you will not fit in with your stop into the model of 1-to-3 ratio. If you have a stop of 20 points, remember that the smallest take profit you can expect to have is times 3, which would be 60 points. And if your channel or the range, the amount of points to the next key level is less than 60 points, so less than 1-to-3 ratio from your stop, that means that you either have to reduce the amount of stop, meaning that the risk should be smaller, or you should not take this trade at all. Remember that a stop, it always has to be as short as possible. However, it's not always possible to have it as short as possible. Sometimes you'll still have to have a fixed one, the one that we calculate. As you can remember, the 0.2% from the total value of the traded product or market. And in that case, for example, the German one will be around 26 points. And if, remember, when can we use a shorter stop? Only when we can have a technical one, meaning the previous peak, the top peak or the bottom peak, so a technical stop. But if it's larger than our fixed one, the closest possible technical one, then we use a fixed one. And there are certain situations where only a fixed one is possible, and it's going to be the minimum of around 20 to 26 points. And in this case, your take profit has to be 60 to 75 points. And you must take this into consideration when you're looking and evaluating the potential and a theoretical percentage-wise the possibility for a successful trade. If you'll start manipulating your take profit or your stop in either in any way to just have a reason to enter and to be able to squeeze it in so that you don't have to wait any longer and you can finally trade, that's a big mistake, and you should never do anything like that. Now let me show you an example. So right here we have our favorite two levels that currently in DAX are very relevant. And here we have, of course, the daily chart. So two powerful key levels. And this is a very nice consolidation and also a limit player. So let's go to, for example, the 4-hour chart. Let's find ourselves a false break, and let me show you what the range means. So in this case, let's take a look what our range is from one level to the next one, to the next closest powerful key level. Now the resistance level is at 13,272 and the support is at 13,124, meaning that around 150 points is our range. And that's actually quite a nice range for trading. Smaller ranges are 30 or 40 or 50 point ranges, and those can be considered small, but 100 plus range is very nice. But remember, that's for the German market. For a Russian market, I would say that 100 points is a nothing. For a Russian market, I would love to see at least 1,000 or 2,000 points of range. But that's very subjective, and that depends on the market that you're trading. For this example, the German market is the range of this powerful channel, the consolidation, the limit player is around 150 points. Now, as you can see here, the way that it has been working fantastically, and here we have a really powerful false break, and we could have traded it easily. Now, as you can see here, the technical stop would have been here if we were to enter anywhere around this location here, or maybe the end of this candle. But I'll be showing you how to trade, actually the trade procedure of the false breaks, true breaks, and bounces, and all of that in later lessons. For now, let's say that here around this position we would trade this false break. Now, where would our stop be? Either a technical one, which would be right here, and it would be around 100 points. That makes no sense at all. So we would have to use our fixed one. And a fixed one would be, well, 20 to 26 points. As you can remember, the 0.2% rule. Now, and in this case, our stop would be, well, let's just roughly mark it somewhere. I want to see. So around here would be our stop. So we have our expectations set straight. We have our range of 150 points, and we can expect the market to move at least down to this support level. And in this case, everything works quite nicely because our stop is around 25 points, 26 points. That means that our take profit will be around 75 points. And in this case, then if our entry is here around 13,270, then our take profit around this location roughly will be our take profit. So in the middle of this channel. And this is quite nice. I love seeing these kinds of trades where your take profit is around the middle of the channel. And remember that if you calculate that your expectation and your range is 150 points, do not try to expect to take 150 points precisely. There are many cases where the market might not make it to the level by a few points. As you can see right here, for instance, the market did not make it to this level, just a few points. And if you expect to take 100% of the range, you might run into a few problems. I would prefer to have my take profit not lower than around this location here, and the middle of this channel works even better. So this is pretty much the idea of entering into the trade and knowing that the closest resistance that we possibly can expect to face is at our support level right here. So 150 roughly points away, and this is what we use the range for. Now let's imagine that there would be a, for whatever reason, a powerful limit, another limit level, which was confirmed, and we know that it's there, would be at this place right here, just hypothetically. And we would be entering into a false break of this even more powerful level. Should we take this trade and expect it to pass this level with no resistance, or should we actually not take this trade simply because the range is around, let's see, 274? So that's around 30 to 40 point range, and our stop is 26. So we cannot really expect it to move to our take profit, and therefore we cannot really, it can, of course it can, and that's another important reminder I wanted to make, is that any expectation is only an expectation, and the market might not move at all, or it might move a lot further down, and that's why this trade might look strange in terms of why did I take this take profit here if it moved almost twice as much later on. Now, I do not know how much it will move. We do have an impulse. A lot of money was gathered in this area right here, and we had a powerful false break right here, and then this was an impulse that was generated from this whole process. However, do I know how big that impulse will be? Absolutely not. I am not God, and I have no idea what those numbers actually are. However, I can have a certain expectation that is reasonable, and range and expectations and all of what I'm teaching you is reasonable and rational understanding of the market and having rational expectations. Nothing more, nothing less. No 100% predictions or anything like that. Only the basic ways to increase the potential of a positive trade and positive income on a long-term basis. Only that, and no 100% deals. I've never taught that, and there is no such thing as 100% deal. All right. So once again, our range 150 points, and if we had a range of 30-40 points and we had a really powerful confirmed level just a few points, 10, 20, 30 points away, we should probably refrain from taking this signal here and not enter into falling. Well, there are a few exceptions, and those you will have to learn on your own. What I do personally, if I see that this level is really, really super powerful and then there is a smaller level here, I might still take this entry, ignoring this level, but I will keep a close eye on how the market behaves and how the price reacts to this level. And when we come to it, I would want to see that we punch through it with no problem and see that the price is not reacting to it at all. In this case, I would just keep it, and then I would be happy that I made the correct decision and I wasn't scared because of this level that was quite close to my entry position. However, this can be quite complicated, and you need to have a trained eye and quite a lot of experience to be able to tell how the price is reacting to the level and if you should close the trade. If I would enter ignoring this hypothetical level, and I would see that there are a few signs that the price is actually again confirming that the level is there and that there might be a turn, I would just close the trade with whatever I had, with, I don't know, plus 10, 20, 30 points, which is still great, but it would defeat the purpose of my own statistics and my own system. So I would be breaking my system when I would do that. So I do not recommend doing something like this in the very beginning. And if you have two powerful levels too close to each other, then it's probably not a good idea to trade either one in the direction of the other, of course. And this can be quite challenging, and that's the challenge of using the levels. A lot of times you'll be able to find a bunch of powerful levels that have an effect on the price, and the price reacts to all of them, but then you'll have a spaghetti on your chart, really, and you'll have a level every 10 or 15 points. And that can be very difficult, and I, until this day, sometimes have too many levels and I just get confused. Some of them work, some of them don't, and then I just have to delete everything and just put in the new ones, the most relevant ones, and with at least some range in between, but I still consider the small ones just in case. And that's pretty much the idea of the range. Now, can you trade in the middle of the channel? So let's say you have a range of 150 points, as we have discussed. Can you trade a smaller, less powerful level? Maybe if these are the daily chart levels, can you trade an hourly level from the middle of the channel? Yes, you can. And let's just mark the middle of the channel for whatever reason. Let's say this is hypothetical 1 hour important powerful key level, and you want to trade from it the false break, which you can do going down or up, does not matter. Can you trade the middle of the channel of the daily, for example? And yes, you can trade any level at any time, and I will be showing you how to do that and how to combine indicators with the levels to perfect your trading strategy even further. However, you must keep track of the things like ATR, and you must keep track of the range. So if we have a range of 150 points in total of this daily channel, and we want to trade from the middle, then we'll have a range of 75 points. So the range of this channel right here and this channel right here. So we'll have two channels out of one big channel, and we have to make sure that this channel that we are trading from the middle of the bigger channel, that it has enough range for our entry. And remember, use either technical stop when possible, if it's shorter than the fixed one. If it's not shorter, if it's larger, then use only the fixed one. And calculate your take profit, and then only then see if you will be able to make it in the expected range. So if you have about 30 points until a super powerful daily level, well, it's a bad idea to take that trade regardless of how great the signal looks. Alright, that's it for this lesson. Don't forget about the test. Spend some time doing your homework. You'll have an interesting one. And I'll see you in the next lesson.